Okay, you guys, so today we're going to be making these ornaments drawings. Some of them are kind of small stacks. You can turn it sideways. You can turn it up and down like this. You can add words. You don't have to add words. Okay, here's one that I've done that doesn't have words. All right, and I'm going to be showing you how to do it step by step. Now, you may want to print. I gave you a modified version where there's a garland already drawn at the bottom, and your parents can print that. If they do print it, you want to print it on a heavier or cardstock paper, okay? This is best. I think it'd be okay on a regular paper in the end once it dried, but it's also really easy to rip, and we're going to be getting these papers wet. Okay, so the first step is to take a pencil, and if you're going to draw the garland, or it could even be tinsel, right? You're going to draw a little curve down here at the bottom. You could also draw it this way if you want to, right? Like where it's down at the bottom facing this way. That's fine. Okay, and then what I like to do is scribble. I don't know how many art teachers let you scribble, but it's going to be a controlled scribble. It's not going to be a crazy scribble. So I'm going to come and scribble this way. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I'm not filling it in all the way because we're going to want to come back and color that. So if you take your time and you do this the whole time, you're just coloring over it anyway. There's no real point to it, so you may as well just do it like that. Okay, this is in front of everything, in front of our ornament pile, so that's why we drew this first. And now you're going to take a lid. I have a clear plastic lid. I have a Weiler's lid. I think this one's the top of like a Crystal Light container or something. I'm going to use this one because it's easier to see on screen than the clear plastic. I know you can still see it, but this will be easier. I like to start kind of in the middle, and I'm going to trace my lid. Now when you trace, don't trace the whole circle. Okay, you stop where it hits the garland. All right, and then I'm going to overlap this side of the lid to this ornament, okay? And when I trace it, again, I'm not going to trace the whole circle. I'm not going to make the full circle. I'm going to start where the garland ends, and I'm going to stop right there where the next ornament begins. Okay, you want to do all of these lower ones first. Now I'm going to start where that ornament ends and stop right there. Okay, I'm just going to do 5. You can do more than 5, that's fine. I'm just going to do 5 for my demonstration. Okay, that's the basic, what we want. All right, now we're going to put the tops on it. Feel free to pause if you need to at any time, but we're going to put the tops on it next. The tops are just rectangles with little lines in them. And then I like to do big curly hooks for them to hang on the tree, but you don't have to do that. That's kind of exaggerated. You definitely don't have to do that. There we go. Now, if you want to, you could add some lettering or some words. Some of my students added words into their ornaments. They did M-E-R-R-Y or something like that, okay? Another thing you can do that I like to do is I add these lines to the side. It's not even about like the highlights and stuff. It's more just, it gives it like a certain movement and energy. So you could do that if you want to, okay? If you wanted to add words, just make sure it's nicely and neatly written and spelled correctly, and you'll be fine. So you need to ask your teacher or your parent or somebody to help you spell certain words, then that's okay, okay? In class, some of the kids asked me to even write the words for them, and what I did was I wrote it in pencil and then let them trace it. So let's say I wanted to put Mary and Bright in here. So I'm going to put Mary and Bright. Now I do a lot of cursive in my life and in my job. So then what I would do is I would write it in pencil and the kid would be able to trace it. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. So there's my Mary and Bright. All right, the next step is to color this part with a crayon. All right, you could use a crayon, a colored pencil might be okay. At my school, we have these glittery metallic crayons. I'm gonna use green like a garland. It could also be tinsel, right? And your tinsel would be, it could be any color. You could have hot pink tinsel. You have blue tinsel, okay? And notice how I'm coloring, honestly, with the same scribbly technique that I used to create the texture with my Sharpie and my pencil. Okay, I've not changed technique, but all that layering creates this really awesome texture for your garland. Look at that. The reason we're using crayon is because we're about to use something that is very watery. And when you put crayon on there, it keeps things from getting into it. It's called resist. The crayon has wax and water doesn't mix with the wax, okay? Now here's something fun, all right? Look at these. We're gonna use markers. Mine are all taped together in case you haven't been at school with us. I like to do this because it helps keep them together as a set. And also when kids put them away, right? If they go to put this away, they'll notice there's a yellow missing. All right, so what you're gonna do is take a washable marker. You need it to be washable. And you're gonna color just the bottom of your ornament, okay? Just the bottom. Okay. Now, if they are washable, like we just discussed, they need to be washable. If they are washable, you should be able to take a water cup and a paintbrush and add water to them and make them turn into watercolors. So I'm going to start with the top ones here. What I like to do is I like to get this part wet first, and then I just do the top layer and let it spread, and then I just get this bottom layer wet so that it turns into paint. See how now it looks like watercolors? Isn't that really cool? I love these. They turn out so pretty. You're also getting value, which makes your project look like it has form, right? Form is something that is 3D. So this ornament now looks rounded because you have light oranges and dark oranges. And that's what gives it that form. It's not just a flat sphere or a flat circle anymore. So again, I'm going to get this top area wet, and then I'm just going to spread some of this very top layer out. And then I'm going